Hello everyone, it's Dawn here and welcome back. And today, for this Saturday and to give you a project to go into the weekend, I'm going to show you how you make one of these, or how you use one of these. This is just a simple tear-off calendar. It's a plain calendar. It didn't have any pictures or images or anything like that. But I'm going to show you how you can take a very simple calendar page. This isn't a full month, I know, but this is really just to show you the process. And we're going to make it into a calendar, and we're going to be using our own images. Now you can use anything you like. I'm going to use some of my paintings, but after I've put this together, I'm going to show you something that you could use, or tell you about something that you could use. Especially if you sell your products, this could be a great way of advertising them. So more about that in a few moments. Let's get straight into the project now and show you how to put this together. Now I know in computing and in your devices, I'm sure there are programs and gizmos and what have you that you can use to make calendars, but this was done in the days when we didn't have computers and you want to do it from scratch. And this, as long as you use adequate supervision, this is a great project you can do with your children. So, but because we're going to be using glue, please don't let them do it on their own, because glue goes into little mouths and that doesn't taste very nice. So if you're going to do this with children, please do make sure that you supervise them. I know you probably know this already, but it's one of the things we have to say if we're going to mention projects that can be used with children. So with all the housekeeping out of the way, let's get into the project. So I've just torn this off. This is a very simple one. I got this from WH Smith. I don't know if you can get these plain calendars from anywhere else. My local Smiths did have them, so I'll add a link in the description below at the end of the video to the WH Smith website so that you can get them yourself. And I'm just going to cut off this bit at the top here where the perforations were. So I'm just going to use scissors. You can use a craft knife or a trimmer or a guillotine if you like. I'm also going to cut off, because we're going to restrict this to an A4, I'm going to cut off this little bar at the bottom which gives you the whole month, because you can't really see it very well, to be honest, and it's in the way, so we're going to chop it off. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my giant glue stick and I'm going to bring in, this is just a piece of ordinary A4 printer paper, and I'm just going to get all the debris out of the way. And let's actually, I think we might need to go out just a smidgen. Yeah, like that. That's a bit better. You can see me better now, or you can see what I'm doing better, I should say. So let's just turn that over on the back. You don't have to be too precise with this, because we're going to be doing something with it in a minute. This is just to hold it into place. We're just going to put a little bit of glue. I'm using glue stick. Glue stick will be fine for this, because we're not actually using this particular sheet. This is just to show you how to assemble it. And we're going to lay that down like that. Now I tried to use glue stick to put my photograph down, but I found it didn't stay. But for this process you do need it to stay in place. So I'm going to use my trusty red runner tape. You only need a couple of strips like that. And I'm going to lay that down, a little bit of a gap maybe, not too much, like that. Or you can use whatever size gap you want to. Now, once you've got that down like that, I know these days we probably, well nearly all of us anyway, have got these printers that turn into photocopiers. So, or you can use as a standalone. So if you have got one of these, and if you haven't, I'm sure there's someone who might let you borrow theirs. Once you've done all that, what you need to do is you need to photocopy it. Just put it through and press the colour copy button. When you've done that, you will have a nice flat page that looks like that. And then what we need to do, the September one didn't come off, we'll just chop that off in a minute. What we need to do now, if you wanted to, you could use pattern paper and keep it as a full A4. But if you want it as a slimline calendar, all we do is we take, again, our scissors or trimmer, whatever you're going to use. I'm going to use scissors because they're on my table. And we're just going to cut down, very simply. We're going to cut like that. And we will just chop that September bit off, just at the bottom. And once you've done that, sweep that lot to the side, you'll have a single page that looks like that. Now, once you've done that, the process is exactly the same for every single page that you do. Now I've done 6 pages, exactly the same process as this. I'm sure you didn't want to see me do all that 6 times because you'd fall asleep with boredom. So once you've done the process 6 times, or however many, if you're going to do a full calendar for the next year, that's absolutely fine. Please do go ahead and do that. It should be fun. And once you've done that, you will have 6 pages that look like that. And you know what? I still think we need to go out a bit. Just a wee bit. Yeah, that'll do. That's better. And the one final thing you'll need to do, this is just a piece of card. This was A3 card. And all you do is put one of your finished pieces on, or I actually put the stack on it, drew around it and cut it out. But I'm sure you don't need me to show you how to do that. Or you don't need to watch me doing it. So that's how we do that. And you don't have to do this next bit. This is purely for decoration. But what I am going to do is put my glue stick out of the way so I don't knock it flying. So I'm going to use a piece of, or a strip of washi tape. Now this is for pure decoration. You don't have to do this bit if you don't want to. But I'm going to. And I'm just going to put it over there like that. And because it's washi tape, it is fairly low tack, but that's okay. We could have put some glue underneath that if we wanted to, just to hold it in place, but I think it'll be okay. And I'm going to turn it over because it's quite wide washi tape. And I'm going to just push it over like that. If you want to straighten that off at the back with another piece, which I might do later on, we can, but I'm not going to worry about that too much now. All I'm going to do is cut off the overhang. So pop it there, turn it round and cut it off there. Now we haven't got too much more to do actually. That wasn't very straight, was it? So if you wanted to straighten it up with just with an ordinary piece, you could. So all you do is you just take another piece, straighten that up like that, and we just go again. So I wouldn't worry too much because this is really all about the process of putting the thing together, rather than trying to get the embellishments correct. So what we'll do, we'll just put that over there like that. And putting another piece on will give it a bit of strength anyway, so it's never a waste. So we'll just chop that bit off there, turn it round and chop that off. Now for that part we really are done. Now of course, as it's a calendar, we need to find a way to hang it. Now I know some of you have got these wonderful devices. I've got one too. Mine's very, very old. These punch kits that you can use. Some of you might have a cinch. Some of you might have a very old one like mine. But for those of you who don't have these paper punching systems, or binding systems, I think they're called. For those of you who don't have the binding systems, we're going to do it the old-fashioned way. Sorry, the traditional way. So I'm just going to pop that out of the way. And I'm going to pop that on its side just for a moment. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring in a good old-fashioned hole punch. And if you use a heavyweight one like this, it should go through all of that. So push it in, make sure you've got it level. I'm going to put it this way because I can't see whether it's level. So we're going to pop it in like that. Push it in as far as it'll go. Make sure it's level-ish. And then hold it in and give it a good punch. There. And hopefully, and it's gone all the way through. That was a bit of luck, wasn't it? So we'll slide that out the way. And now what we're going to use, I'm going to use a beautiful piece of organza ribbon. And what we're going to do now is turn it over, and we're going to, actually I'll tell you what, I'll show you a trick. If you have trouble threading your ribbon through a hole, use a wool needle or a tapestry needle and thread it like that. And then what you can do is just thread it through there like that and pop it through there like that, and that makes the job a lot easier. And all we're going to do now, you decide how low you want your hanging feature to be. I'm just going to tie it on the back like this. We're just going to tie it in a knot. We don't need to bother about a bow because this is on the back and it won't be seen. So try not to tie a slip knot, otherwise the thing won't hang at all. So before it's too, that's about right actually. You don't want it to be too deep. But if you want to make it a little bit deeper, just give it a tug like that. So I think that'll do. So we'll just tie that off like that. And because it's organza ribbon, it can get a bit stiff. So I think that'll do. I'm going to just use my scissors once again, cut that off at the back. Now this is the fun part, because once you've done that, you've got a beautiful calendar that will hang. I can't show you how it hangs because the camera's not high enough, but that will hang on a hook. And once you've got your calendar pages, that will stay very nicely. I'll give you a quick flip through so you can see what type of photographs I've used. And I haven't forgotten what I was going to say at the end, so I'll give you a quick flip through. So of course this is December. We've got Christmas in December, so I've chosen one of my snow scenes. I don't paint many snow scenes, but I have this time, and that's that. And there we are, back to the beginning. And there is our calendar. I'm just going to pop that out of the way. Now, you can give these to gifts. They make great gifts. If you've got a young family, or any family for that matter, you can use photographs of your family and you can make these up, and they make great gifts for Christmas, birthday or any occasion. But if you sell your items, if you make your items to sell, be it at craft fairs or if you're doing it for a business, what you could do, make sure you have good photographs of your products. Make sure you've got a nice clean background. Photograph your product, put it on a calendar and give it as a free gift when you send out products. Because that way people will flip through it. They will see what other things you make. Make sure you put your contacts on the back and where they can buy your products. And it's a good way to get, if you're just getting started, and I'm going to be carrying on, we'll be expanding on this a little later in my next series, if you like, when I teach how you can do your crafting as a business. So that's one of the things you can do. You can make a calendar and put, because of course you've got 12 months, so you've got 12 products that you can put on. So that's 12 products that people will see and might give them some ideas. So there we are, that's today's project for you to send you into the weekend. I hope you have a go yourself. Of course, if you've got these binding systems or these computer gizmos, the way you can do it with an app or a program or whatever they're called, you can tell I'm an expert in technology, can't you? I wish. But anyway, if you've got another way of putting a calendar together, please do go ahead and do it. But if not, do it this way. It's just as good and just as fun. And I will see you on Monday. So I hope you've had a wonderful weekend, or I hope you do have a wonderful weekend. And I do hope you have a go at this project. It really is good fun. And so I wish you a wonderful weekend. Have fun, everybody. Take care. And as always, happy crafting. Bye-bye for now.